Today I want to cover getting your friends and your family, your first and your second degree connections, your friends of friends, people in your local community, people who know your friends, to actually pledge money to your Kickstarter campaign or your crowdfunding campaign. So we're going to go through some of the best practices, the most effective ways to actually get these people to take action and to realize that what you're doing is something that's important to you in your life. What ends up happening with a lot of crowdfunding campaigns is that you'll announce this. You'll tell some of the people, your friends or your family, that you're doing one of these projects, that you're excited about it, that's something that's important to you. And then when it actually comes time, when you actually launch this project, it goes live, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many people that were interested. You open up your Kickstarter dashboard and actually no one has pledged money. And it can be really frustrating, it can be really infuriating if you've gotten people to promise you and you've really trusted them and now they're not taking action. It's just like you're pulling your hair out. Leading up to the project, a lot of people will say things like, dude, that is an amazing idea, or I love this, or I totally buy this, I totally want this, yes, you should do this, you know, I will support you. The difficult thing is that many of your friends and family, they actually really love you and they care about you and they want to support you. They don't want to create like any weird ill feelings in the relationship, you know, they don't want you to feel like they're not supportive of you. You know, they want to really help you and push you and say great things about what you're doing. They want to encourage you. The problem with that is that words don't always lead to action. While yeah, it's great that people are supportive, you have a good supportive group, they're all encouraging you, the only thing that matters when it comes down to a crowdfunding campaign is actually getting people to take action, to take out their wallets, to put their money where their mouth is, and to support you. So I'm going to share with you a few techniques to do that, but I do want you to be aware that's a very common thing. Going into a campaign, you have all of these, yes, 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 it sounds great, it sounds awesome, and then you launch, and you're like, where did all my friends go? So a lot of times what happens is people will post on Facebook, they'll do a status update doing something like, hey, I'm running a Kickstarter campaign, I'm running a crowdfunding campaign, you know, this is something I've been working on for a while, would love it if you guys could check it out. Or if you're interested, you can pledge money. Or if you like it, can you give me a thumbs up, can you like it? The problem with that is it's very indirect, and that's really all that they do. What you have to do, and I hate to say this, is it's really this persistent energy. It's really being willing to follow up, being willing to keep messaging people who have expressed their interest and really underscoring that urgency, underscoring the importance of why this is such a big event for you. So saying things like, hey man, I know you said you would pledge, it would mean so much to me if you could get that in today or tomorrow. You know, the campaign only has 7 days left, you're gonna get access to all this cool stuff, this is a really big thing for me, would love it so much. Just a quick reminder here. So you obviously don't wanna be aggressive or coming off with like negative energy like that, but you do have to remind people, you have to be willing to follow up with people. And the best way to do that is either via Facebook Messenger, could be via texting, could be email, really any way that you can directly communicate with people. You're gonna have to sort of nudge them into that position of, okay, they expressed interest in giving money or in pledging, now you have to sort of move them on that meter and make them say, oh, okay, and that's what I'm gonna do today. And, you know, on my to-do list, that's gonna be item number 1 or item number 2 on my to-do list. A really great way to think about this, to sort of put things into perspective, is if you ever had to schedule some kind of a outing with your friends. So you had to go and get everyone together and get them to say yes. You're going to go to this carnival, you're gonna go to this festival, you're gonna go on a hike, you're gonna do something. You have to get everyone to say yes in your group, and you get a bunch of people saying like, yeah, that sounds like an interesting, cool thing to do. Yeah, okay, this is how much it's gonna cost. And you get a bunch of people basically saying, yeah, they express interest. But after that point, you maybe have to put down a deposit. If you're renting a car, you have to buy things like equipment and supplies. So you really need a head count before you actually go out there and do that stuff. So leading up to when you're gonna go on a hike or when you're gonna go and do this fun activity, you go and follow up with people and say, hey man, I gotta put down a deposit. Are you really serious about doing this thing? Would you mind Venmoing me or PayPaling me or something like that? Are you sure that this is something you're gonna do? I'm really trying to get a head count here. What you're doing leading up to that social event is you're sort of following up with people, confirming their interest, and making sure that if you actually invest time, if you actually invest your your own money in putting this thing on, in scheduling everything together, getting a car, etc., that's actually going to be well worth your time. So if you say something like, let me know by Wednesday, or otherwise, you know, we can't do it, or we can do it another weekend, and you don't get any replies, then you know that person is out. The same kind of thing, you want to apply that same similar energy to crowdfunding. So you want people to first indicate yes, and then you're going to move them sort of along that continuum to saying, okay, now can you give money today or tomorrow? It would be amazing for me. Thank you so much. It'd be great. It would give me the smile and literally make my day. It would mean so much to me. Thank you so much. We only have a limited amount of time before this campaign ends. So thank you, thank you, thank you. My next tip, and this is kind of difficult, I think, to hear for some people, particularly if you're creating a project, like you're creating or raising money for a film or a comic book or something you've created, but I really have to share this with you because it can honestly change the trajectory of your campaign and whether or not you are successful. And that is that for the majority of small projects or creative projects, if it's your first time on Kickstarter or doing crowdfunding, the main reason why people are going to give money to your campaign has nothing to do with your actual product. This is kind of hard to hear. You know, I had one coaching student who basically had made this really neat film. They were raising money to create more indie films like that. And they were talking with me, they're like, I don't understand why people haven't pledged, you know, all these different things. And I flat out told them that, unfortunately, the main reason why people are going to give money is not because they think this is a really cool film that might come out, or because this is an amazing comic book and they want a copy. Most of your friends and most of your family are actually going to give money because they realize that this is something that's important to you, that this is something that you care about, something that's important to your life, something that's important to the relationship in some way. It's kind of similar to, like, say, if you go and get an MBA degree, or you go and get a PhD and then you have your ceremony, that's a really momentous occasion, or you get married, that's a momentous occasion. This is another example of a big event in your life. So you have to communicate that. You have to share with people that this is an important event and explain why. Why is it that this is so important to you, to your life, to what you're doing, and really try to communicate that importance, because when people actually do realize that this isn't just some, you know, one-off project that you're kind of doing, you're not really serious about, you're kind of like, maybe this will be interesting to do, this is like a side project, a hobby for my time. If they think it's that, they're not really going to be as incentivized to support you. But if they realize that you've been toiling away the last 2 years in order to make this thing a reality, that it's really been a culmination of your life up until this point, you've learned so much, you've been working on this project day and night, and now finally the opportunity is here to actually bring it into the world. If they realize that this is important to you, then they're more willing to take action and actually back your project on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or any other type of crowdfunding platform. Now, my third tip for you, if you're running a crowdfunding campaign and you're trying to get donations, pledges from your friends and your family, is to assemble a crowdfunding street team. So what is a crowdfunding street team? A street team is basically a group of people. It doesn't have to be large. It could be 2, even 3 people that are helping you out. But basically, they're doing things like they're going to be liking the posts that you share on Facebook. They're going to be sharing posts with their friends. They're really going to be incentivized in helping you launch this project and sharing that story with your community, sharing that story with your local area. It gives a bit of social validation, but also it just makes things a heck of a lot easier. You know, the stats out there are pretty swayed in the direction of, if you have a team, people behind you helping you with a crowdfunding campaign, you're gonna do a heck of a lot better than if you try to do it yourself, because there's so much stuff to do, man. There's a lot of stuff, from the video to the pitch to the rewards to the marketing, etc. So if you assemble a crowdfunding street team, you start to get some people on your side that are willing to help you out, even if that's just minor stuff, like maybe sending a reminder out that the campaign is ending soon, or doing an update for you, or posting some comments on a Facebook video or Facebook post that you do. That's really going to help when it comes to driving traffic and driving pledges and driving awareness to your crowdfunding campaign. It also adds that social proof element where you see that other people are backing the project, so a friend of a friend is more likely to discover it and also back it on Facebook. Hope you enjoyed today's YouTube video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up on this video. Let me know that you like it. Leave a comment if you have any questions about crowdfunding or Kickstarter. And finally, of course, if you want more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. So on this channel, I have a lot of other free videos out there on Kickstarter, on crowdfunding, on advice, on marketing, lots of great topics. I also have another channel where I talk more about business, online business, blogging, share some of my vlog videos, you get a glimpse of my lifestyle, some things that are going on in New York. I recently did a 30-day fitness challenge, some other cool stuff that I just have going on in my life I share on that channel, so if you want to check that out, I'll also include that as a link in the description down below. But finally, I want to sort of push this off and sort of ask you a question. I want to ask you a question about your crowdfunding campaign, because I want to get a sense of what you're raising money for. So I'd love it if you could leave it down in the comments down below. Let me know, what are you passionate about? What are you raising money for? What is it that you're working day and night for that's really important to you, that you're trying to get funding for on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, another crowdfunding website? Let me know in the comments down below. Finally, if you want more videos like this, take a chance to subscribe. Again, my name is Salvador Brigman, and I'll see you next time.